Congressman, thank you very much for joining the program. Should the Democrats take clearer, tougher action against Ilhan Omar and sanction her for anti-Semitic tropes?
Well, that'll be a decision that the entirety of the House Democratic Caucus will have to make over the next few days or next few weeks. The leadership has been clear, as we did with our letter on February 11th, that we condemn anti-Semitism in any form, and we will not allow anyone to traffic in it, either under the Capitol Dome or throughout the United States of America. These are very volatile times, and in the United States we've seen over the last 2 years a rise in anti-Semitic incidents, a rise in hate crimes, a rise in racism, a rise in white supremacy, and we have a responsibility to confront it.
Because of this, I'm sure that you would like to be here on the program and in other venues talking about all of the bills that the Democrats are trying to pass through the House at the moment on campaign finance reform, healthcare and other issues. Instead, you are talking about splits in the Democratic Party, and it is a real split between the leadership and a young, more restive, new freshman class who are supporting, in this case, Congresswoman Omar. That's a big distraction for your party.
Well, we're going to continue to focus on our For the People agenda, which is anchored in our desire to lower health care costs for the American people, to increase pay for everyday Americans through a real infrastructure plan, and to clean up corruption. Tomorrow, we are going to pass
Right,
H.R. 1,
headlines, Congressman,
which is our
all about this
anti-corruption
issue.
bill. Well, I understand that there have been an abundance of headlines discussing this issue, and hopefully we can all come together, 435 voting members of the House of Representatives later on today, to condemn anti-Semitism, to condemn any accusations of dual loyalty, to condemn the rise of hatred and bigotry in the United States of America. That shouldn't be a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. We should do it in a bipartisan way, and that's what I'm hopeful we will be able to accomplish later on today.
But the point the Republicans are making, Congressman, is that you're not condemning her by name. In January, Republicans referred to Steve King in a resolution saying white nationalism is not okay. So why are you skirting around the issue and not naming her in the resolution you're voting on?
I only speak to the February 11th letter that I was party to. I have not seen the terms or the language of the resolution yet. But in that February 11th letter that was issued by Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democratic Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, Democratic Majority Whip Jim Clyburn, the Assistant Speaker Ben Ray Lujan, myself, Chair of the House Democratic Caucus, Catherine Clark, Vice Chair of the House Democratic Caucus, along with Sherry Bustos, we condemned in forceful and unequivocal language Ilhan Omar for trafficking in an anti-Semitic trope. That's our position.
One of the criticisms from Labour MPs of the Labour Party in this country is that there's been a pattern, a long pattern, of denial, obfuscation, inaction from the leader's office. Are you aware within the Democratic Party that if you don't jump on this, it has the potential to split the party and to force away those Jewish Democratic voters?
Well, I represent the 9th most African-American district in the country and the 14th most Jewish. In many ways, I've got the best of both worlds, as my constituents and friends tell me back at home. I agree with that. I embrace the gorgeous mosaic of the district I serve. I embrace the gorgeous mosaic of the House Democratic Caucus. That's why I think it's important for us to forcefully and decisively condemn anti-Semitism. In the original Steve King resolution, as I understand it, I don't have it in front of me, but we condemned white supremacy, racism as a form of that, as well as anti-Semitism. And then, of course, most recently, there was a motion to recommit that was adopted unanimously in the House of Representatives, specifically on the question of anti-Semitism. I referenced the February 11th letter that the leaders decisively and forcefully issued as it relates to statements made by Representative Omar, and then we're going to proceed later on today.
Congressman Jeffries, thank you very much for joining us there from Capitol Hill.